Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast. Welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast. I can make sense, yeah. So today we're talking about something extremely important. I don't want it to sound like too dramatic, but I guess it is true. I don't know where I'm going with this. But something extremely meaningful, let's just say. So, you may or may not know that Bain from Just Be came out during a concert in LA for their tour, and he confirmed later on next day that he is gay. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the other people who have come out in the K-pop world, or like the Korean entertainment scene as a part of the LGBT community. And just as a quick preface, this is a safe place for anyone on who is a part of the community. I would kind of consider myself an ally, even though I am asexual, meaning that I don't have any real desires to have a relationship. And to also say, when I was younger, actually, this is just like really random, and I don't really mind if any of my family listen to this right now. I actually, when I was younger, I always used to kind of be a bit anxious around the prospect of loving a man, like a boy. And it was kind of when I was about 10-ish is my first real memory of the desire to kiss a girl really kind of came into my head. And obviously with like having parents who were born in the 50s and the 60s, their view, particularly my dad, and I'll just be completely honest about this, particularly my dad, his views were quite Victorian, I guess you might say. He has gotten a lot better. Obviously I'm not out to them, and I don't really particularly want to be. I don't really care. It doesn't really change much. I just don't think I'll necessarily get into a relationship, and because I'm autistic, they also know that like feeling love isn't exactly an easy, or like identifying love isn't exactly easy for me. So they already understand that kind of perspective on things. But my mum has always been of the impression of, I love you. I don't care who loves who you love, what anything about that sort of thing, as long as you're safe, your partner loves you, and they treat you with kindness. Sexuality's always been okay in the house. I think that's the best way to describe it, but I don't really quite. No, I don't know. It's just kind of like something like, it's not hated. We don't talk about it, but that's because none of us really want to talk about it. It's just something that, like, when it comes up in conversation, it's there. It's like, yeah, yeah, like we're okay with that sort of stuff. So, yeah, no, that is me. You are always safe here. And anyone who is homophobic, please go away. Just, I had to deal with it kind of a bit when I was a kid, of like, obviously views were a little bit different when I was a kid, and like internalizing those feelings now as an adult woman, I'm like, yeah, nah, no thank you, been there, done that, don't want to have to deal with it. So if you don't, you know, appreciate, you don't love, and you don't accept, I hope you stub your toe on a coffee table, or you get a paper cut in between your thumb and your finger. Just like a really, really annoying thing. I don't know. That was like the most weirdest insult I think I could ever come up with ever, but here we are. So we are on, oh no, we're not on all K-pop. We're on Korea Boo website. Woo. Always the best place. Always the best place to find cool bits of information. If you don't know other K-pop idols or K-pop adjacent idols who have come out, Holland, he is a K-pop soloist bloke who he debuted with the stage name Holland to represent the first country that legalised gay marriage. And Cat's Eyes Lara. I'm like, I could have sworn like she had said it before that she is queer. Had to scroll down just to make sure because I didn't want to. Yeah, like I could have sworn that we already knew that, or am I just making that up? I could have sworn we already knew, but I don't know. So a few other people I know that I did see it because I read about it and I was like, I want to talk about it. If I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. But there are a few of K-pop or like I don't like I also got a comment before I started recording this saying on my Extraordinary Heroes episode because I called them K-pop. They were like, "Oh, it's actually K-rock." And I'm like, I just sort of kind of put it all under an umbrella of like what is K-pop. They should be called what is the Korean Korean entertainment industry plus also just whatever else I want to talk about. But we just call it K-pop. But for also just like quickly, absolutely love Just B's music because like, I kind of found out about them through Enhypen because of their TV show Island, and obviously quite a lot of the contestants obviously didn't debut, and so uh Bain no Gown wait no I can do it. Just be. Actually, I can't do it. 1 second. So DY and Bain were former contestants of Under 19. DY was in Under 9. Jimin was on The Fan. Oh, Gonu and Siwoo, JM. They were on Island. So obviously they left. I found out about them. Found out they were part of a group called Just Be, so I was like, okay, well, I'll check them out. And they were sort of kind of a group of, I'm going to be completely honest, not a type of group that I particularly resonated with fully just because of the fact that, I didn't really have the time to like really hone in on the music and kind of find something that I wanted to listen to. And so I just kind of I was peripherally standing them, so like just kind of casually. And it was when they came out with Camellia, that song, which is named after a flower, actually. And I was like, holy shit, this song is actually really good. So I was waiting for them to put out their EP because it was actually a pre-release, and they hadn't until like the October actually announced that they hadn't released the EP until October. So I was like, fine, whatever. Then they came out with Daddy's Girl, which is just so much different than any of the other songs that like I had kind of heard. So I was like, wow, okay, if this is the direction that they're going to go in, then like I will be here. I will be here to stand. And then they announced that they were joining with Atbo to form the Crew One to be on Road to Kingdom Ace of Ace. And I don't. Yeah, they have released no, not a single, technically a single, called I Still Love You, and then just quotation marks, and then Chest, which is, well, what would it be considered? Because it's not on there. Another release. So that's kind of where I stand with that. So that came out 18 hours ago. That was awkward. So obviously Bain came out and he was like, this is just a quick swear word. I'm fucking proud to be a part of the LGBT community, and I'm like, love that. Slay. GA, who was in What's Up in 2013 and remained until 2019's disbandment, announced in 2020 that she was bi in her Instagram account. About Som Heaven, also previously known as Som Hayen, was on Idol School but eliminated before the finale. She came out as a lesbian, and she was in a relationship even though they had broken up, which is unfortunate. Navici, who debuted as a member of Top Dog under the name Han Sol, came out as asexual in 2017, which, I mean, wow, 2017? He must have been like one of the first people. Yeah, it says here the first I'll do so. I'm like, wow. Can't imagine that would have been easy at all, because that was like 8 years ago now. Obviously, Lara from Cat's Eye. People who debuted stating that they were LGBTQIA was Holland, QIX Lioness Lady, which is a group made up of trans women, I believe that one was, and Che Han. So it is amazing that we're having the representation. And I really do hope that, like, even though Just Be isn't like a massive group, and I'm saying this very lightly, that this help with helping more people feel like they can come out and potentially boosting the group's popularity. Side note, I do obviously understand that, like, you shouldn't be using someone's sexual orientation just to get album sales, but that it would be good if they became more popular. And if Bain feels comfortable with this as well, that he becomes kind of like he spearheads the introduction of people feeling more comfortable with coming out. Obviously, it's like only if he feels comfortable with that. I want to talk a little bit about Lady, which is, if I can bring it back up, four-member girl group under Logie Entertainment, featuring all transgender women. And they actually faced, unfortunately, a lot of backlash because, well, like, for us breeze past it, like, just very, very briefly. One of the questions that I got a lot was, do these people still need to serve their mandatory military service? Because if you don't know, all South Korean men over 18 to 30 have to serve at least 18 months in the military for their country and stuff, unless you get exempted, and there are certain things to do with that sort of stuff. But it's like, these people are women, okay? They don't have to serve in the military because they are women. And that kind of set off a lot of backlash, unfortunately, for the group. And I think that's perhaps why we've not seen another group like that. And it's unfortunate. Like, I would love to I would love to see a whole spectrum of idols like that, because that's just like what life is. Just going off on a really weird side tangent. We're everywhere. Okay. We aren't just like one in like five. We're not. There's not like 5 idols total who are a part of the community. Like, there are so many idols who, unfortunately, for one reason or another, just can't say anything. And I really hope that this is a turning point for, like, idols revealing or like coming out and saying their sexualities and kind of being able to. I also just hope that like idols can date more freely and are able to just live their lives more. Okay. Like I genuinely wish that they could live their lives more freely and um like expressing their truths and stuff instead of just hiding away in the oppressive society that is South Korea. Like it is, honest to God, horrible. Like thinking about it sometimes, because the world's a horrible place, and you know, we don't deserve we don't deserve any of these idols. They are extremely brave to come out in a world like this one that we're currently living in. But yeah, I do hope that in the future Bain does more performances of Lady Gaga's Born This Way, because he did do that on the LA concert tour stop. So I do hope that he does that one. I also random, but yeah. Thank you as always for listening, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye.